AITAH for not wanting to help my sister with her abusive relationship this time? Posted by you/strong-succotash592. Sorry for the repost, realized I left some context out of my first post, and it wasn't letting me edit it. I accidentally deleted it. Mods, take down this post if you must. I received a phone call from my cousin and am emotional and wanted to add more detail but messed up the edit. So I am 28 and my sister is 26. We were both raised in America, but our parents are immigrants, and they left the country 9 years ago after my sister graduated high school to retire in our home country. My sister has had a boyfriend, who I will call Jared. Jared was very abusive to her and used to beat her, etc. My sister did not want to leave him, she was 19 at the time, and it was tough, but I got her out of there, and we filed a restraining order against him. She was 21 when it happened. I do not think she is a stable person and never thought so even growing up, and she is not a good relationship partner, not that she deserved Jared at that point in time. I genuinely think my parents gave her the princess treatment and spoiled her. She expects every partner to put her on a pedestal, and she can do no wrong. Anyway, when she was 22, she wanted to date my best friend, Mark. I told her to leave him alone and told Mark he could do better, to be perfectly honest. But she pestered him and me, and Mark said since I'm his homie, my sister cannot be that bad and I may be biased. I warned the dude, but Mark and my sister got together and were in a relationship for 18 months. She cheated on Mark and went back to Jared. Her excuse for cheating attacked some physical insecurities Mark had. I was very disappointed and told her that if she went to the guy that beat her, I would never help her again, because getting her out of that situation was hell. And she cheated on a perfectly good guy and broke him in the process. I told her she can break up with Mark, whatever. I think it was a mistake and she did it in a terrible way, but she cannot have a relationship with me if she wants to be with a dude that literally abused her. She chose Jared, because he changed. I cut her off entirely. Mark is a homie, and he turned to alcoholism, but therapy got him out of it. It's been 2 years. Mark still struggles with insecurity. He has never once held it against me though and encouraged me to not let go of a family bond for his sake, but I made the choice. I see the dude, my homie who took care of my dad when I wasn't there by his side for a surgery recovery, a man I consider a brother, struggle to this day because of her. He has not been on a single date because of the way she attacked his insecurities and cheated on him. It makes me seethe when I think about the way she treated him. Worst part is he did everything right. Remembered all the anniversaries, gifts, cooked for her and paid the bills, while she did nothing. Planned a family with her. She threw it all away like dropping a glass vase and left him shattered. I am forever grateful he didn't judge me for her actions, because if a woman treated me that way, I don't know if I could ever look anyone related to her in the eye again. Anyway, around last week, lo and behold, Jared was being abusive to her, and my parents called me and begged me to help her. She has nowhere to go, and she should crash at my house. I said no, hung up, and haven't picked up my parents' phone call either. Today, my sister showed up at my effing workplace. She had a black eye, bruises everywhere, cuts, etc. It was a horrible sight to behold, to be honest. I almost felt like throwing up seeing her like that. She then made a scene, begging me to take her home to my house. I looked like a jerk to everybody at my workplace. She was begging me not to abandon her, and that you are the only family in this country that she has. I took her outside and tried to calm her down. But, ultimately, I told her she is not staying with me. She started making a scene, falling to the ground and clasping my leg. I kinda lost it and started anger crying here, in the parking lot, where people could see me from work. I told her to F off, and that I would call the cops on her and ask the building to get her trespassed. I don't know if I could, I was bluffing here. I effing left her there and turned around. She walked away on her own, I don't know where she went, after 10 to 15 minutes. Awkward ass situation she put me in, and I had to explain at work. They all think I am the jerk for not helping her out, but my boss knows my situation. My boss is Mark's cousin. He was the connection that got me the job. Of course, I am a jerk to people at work, and to people in my family. My parents want to remove me from the will for leaving her bruised and not helping her in a parking lot. Cool, they can go ahead and do that, not like I need anything from them. My female cousin all think I am a monster. My other cousin, a dude, lives in Canada. He is preparing to come down here to help her. But he is not in Canada right now. The earliest she can get help from him is a week from now. My mom and dad are recovering from something and are under strict orders not to travel, but they want to break that and travel anyway. We will see. Anyway, my cousin, he called me a few minutes ago and blasted me for being a piece of crap, and said I can't let my sister suffer like this. None of these effers know what I have been through. I have TMJ from getting my jaw decked by Jared. I can't fix it with Botox, I need invasive surgery if it gets worse. He showed up to my previous place of employment when I took my sister in the first time, and made a scene that isolated me socially. I risked everything, had to threaten him with a weapon once. If he called the cops on me, I could have jeopardized my career with something. She ruined my best friend, after I begged her not to go after the guy. And, after all of it, she still chose him. F me and everything I did for her. I was 23 years old. I was effing scared too. Jared is 2 years older than me. My parents effed off and let me handle everything, just occasionally visiting her. I don't consider her family anymore. I don't want to help her. I don't know what to do. I don't understand how my family or anyone can think I am in the wrong here. And it may seem brutal, but after everything, she can sleep in the bed she made. I know it's not right, but I feel like she has brought this on herself. Just because I am her older brother, I am tired of being expected to deal with a literal effing criminal. So, I know I am coming on here for validation, and would appreciate validation. But, I think I just need to know it straight. Am I in the wrong here? /relevant comments. Commenter. You're not heartless, you're just done bleeding for someone who kept handing the knife back. Protecting your peace after years of chaos isn't cruel, it's necessary. Ops response. Thank you, man. It seems like everyone who didn't want to help the first time around wants to chime in and say how I am wrong. She went back to him after everything he effing did to her, and even me. Why am I expected to undo the choices an adult made? You don't understand how validating it is to hear someone understand that I have to put myself first. Thank you, man. Commenter 2. Not the jerk. It usually takes a woman multiple attempts to leave an abusive partner. If I remember correctly, the average is 7 attempts. Abusers have a variety of tactics to draw on, and they'll use every one to keep control. That said, you're under no obligation to keep risking yourself and your friends to pull her out, especially after what she did to Mark. I don't blame you for closing that door. I hope she gets away and stays away, but you do not need to be a part of it. You warned her before. Commenter 3. Not the jerk, and I say it as a victim of abuse. I say it as a daughter of a woman who was horribly abused. You trying to help her won't do crap. You will only risk your own well-being. I am done with Reddit crying and saying that you should put your own ass at risk again. I would never let my brother be at risk of my abuser. Don't you dare take this dumpster of fire back in again. Screw Mark, it's about your own safety. Commenter 4. It really sucks, but you have to look out for yourself. One thing I learned in therapy is you cannot be someone else's life raft. You just end up drowning with them. She made a stupid decision to get back with him despite you telling her the consequences. She has to live with that. He might kill her, but there is no guarantee he won't kill you too should you choose to intervene again. I would wash my hands of it, and maybe I am a total jerk, but I could live with it if she got herself killed. I wouldn't feel she deserved it because no one deserves to be a domestic violence victim. But I am also not collateral damage for someone else making dangerous and crappy choices. I would honestly block all the relatives that say you should help her. Tell them to go help her or shut up. Not the jerk. Update 2 days later. So the events in the previous post occurred 2 to 3-ish days ago, and some stuff has happened since then, and since I posted it as well. First of all, thank you to the people who understood what it was like and told me I shouldn't have to clean up after another adult. That was so validating to hear. I know the tide changed a bit after, but I'm putting myself first for the first time in my life. Some clarification first, just because Mark's cousin is my boss doesn't mean I can slack. Mark's cousin's connection helped me land a stage 1 interview. I had to go through 3 to 4 rounds of the interview process like every other applicant. It's just that the company usually hires internally for my position, but I was able to come in externally because of Mark's cousin. I only got the job after the guy they initially hired jumped ship for a better job at another company. I don't know why people assumed I can skate by at my job. Plus, Mark and his cousin aren't tight, and his cousin is straight-laced and direct to the point. So after the fiasco at my workplace, where I gotta make a living, I'm chill with the security guards. As per my boss's, Mark's cousin, suggestion, I handed the photos of my sister and her description to building security so that they can make sure I don't get harassed next time, and they can threaten legal action and trespassing if she doesn't heed warnings of not crossing into private property. I live in a gated apartment community, so I followed through with the same thing with the leasing/security office for them. Sure enough, the next day, she tried showing up to my apartment complex and using my code to scan in. I gave my code to my parents just in case they visit. They must have leaked it to her. She was escorted away, but she must have thought she could just wait at the door. Unfortunately, it was hard to hear, but she was kicking and screaming and begging them to call her brother, and that I still love her for sure. Oh man, it effing hurt to hear. Did a number on me. Suffice it to say, this blew up even more in the family group chat. You got security to chase away your sister, etc. I'm legit getting threats. My mother sent me a long-ass text about how she should have aborted me, or prayed for a effing miscarriage lol. 1 minute they're angry I'm ignoring their calls, next minute I deserve to have never been born. And somehow, I'm the bad guy still, by the way. Anyway, Mark didn't know about any of this. She showed up to his workplace the same day she came to my apartment. Mark was respectful but said he couldn't help her due to his mental health. He said he would try to talk to me. And yeah, he talked to me and told me if I'm punishing her for what she did to him, it's not needed, and I should just help my sister out. I kinda broke down and cried, yeah, I know, and told him it's not that, it's just me putting myself first. I'm tired of having to be the one to clean up after her mess always. He understood. As for my cousin who was supposed to come to help her, lo and behold, guess who suddenly got some work when he realized he would have to provide financial support or a place to stay for her? That's right, the guy who criticized me for not helping has ghosted the family. My dad is not able to visit due to some reasons. And my mom, unknown to me, guess they never wanted to mention it, is actually immobilized in her leg from a partial stroke or something. I don't know what it is, I just know it's something. She can't come cause she can't move and can't afford to miss physical therapy sessions. Had to find out through a second effing cousin, who also called to berate me. So it's hinging on my dad now, who's also old and unable to travel cause of some paperwork issue or something. Once again, I'm not being kept in the loop here. I feel horrible about all of this. I hate Jared and hope he's brought to justice. But I am in line for a promotion at work. I may be able to get my dream role. I'm putting in extra hours. I can't afford to throw away my life or endanger everything I built for her again. Cause even if I throw everything away to help her, I can live with it if she's fine. But she may just go back to that F again. I'm putting myself first. My friends have been shocked but supportive. Only they get me, since they saw the initial nuclear fallout I had to deal with. Cause it's not an if anymore, my family cuts me off, so be it. I'm okay without them. They've done nothing but make me a scapegoat for all their issues, beyond this too, their entire life. I hate those parasites. Anyway, thanks for letting me vent, guys, and sorry for not having a more positive update. Hopefully my last update on the situation. I want to just live my life and focus on myself. Top/relevant comments. Commenter. Next time your sister shows up, can you just drop her off on a bus or train back to your parents' home? Then, she'd finally be their problem. Ops response. To be honest, I don't even want to see her, plus my parents live across the Atlantic back home in their home country. I don't even think my sister would survive there, because neither of us knows our native language and we've never been there. And also, she's in a terrible condition. Bloody, beaten, bruised, black eye, swollen shut, cuts, literally has gashes over her body and on her lip, etc. I can't bear to see her like that, it makes me almost throw up. She looks like she's been in a boxing ring. It's horrible. The last time I saw her like this was when I had to get her out the first time. I fear if I see her once more, I may not have the strength to walk away and make the right choice. So for my sake, I can't see her anymore. Commenter 2. Agree with the commenters below, you're handling this way better than most people would. And I'm glad to hear that your boss is good with you. He had the right idea about giving her picture and description to the security desk. Is there any way to clear your name with some of your colleagues? Is there someone in your workplace that you trust, that you can take out for coffee and explain it all, get their help? Ops response. Nah, my name's dragged through the mud there. I'm competing against another lady for the promotion I mentioned, and she was very quick to hop on this and call me a patriarchal misogynist among other buzzwords. A lot of people are on her side. She's always controlled the social scene among the desk jockey management like us. Thankfully, she was confirmed to be out of the running behind the scenes, and it's just me and another lady. She's nice and didn't hop on it at all, she just does her own thing always. My bosses and corporate don't care about behavior, only results. I don't know why she thought dragging my name in front of them would help her in any way, when I've exceeded her quarterlies by a minimum of 17% every quarter since I've joined. She's older than me and has worked longer than me, so I figured she would understand how soulless and ruthless corporate is about caring about results only. I'm not sure what her move was. If I get the promotion in a couple of months, which seems likely, I'm gonna transition slowly and become full-time at the corporate HQ on the other side of the country. No point in engaging in drama trying to clear my name now, in my opinion. As long as the people in charge of the decision know the truth, I'm okay with it. Commenter 3. Are you familiar with the golden child/scapegoat dynamic? I'm probably reading too much into several of your comments, but it sounds like there are two problems coming from your parents. 1. Your sister can do no wrong and must be supported, catered, and deferred to in all things, the golden child, and 2. You are required to be the one to fix family problems. No one else will put in a tenth of the effort they expect of you, the scapegoat. If that's the case, it might well be time to step back from your family. Maybe talk to a therapist, spiritual leader, or trusted friends. Find your peace. Ops response. Oh my god, this is what it is. My parents have always had a soft spot for her because she was a preemie and they thought she wasn't going to make it the first few months. Thank you, I didn't realize there was a name for it. I've always had to be the older brother and clean up after her and always put up with anything she does. I still love her, But I just don't have it in me anymore. Probably going to do therapy because even though I feel like I made the right choice, every time I close my eyes I still see her bruised, cut, gashed, beat body. I think it's definitely messing with me more than I like to admit. Commenter 4. Maybe this has been asked, but why haven't your parents sent for her? She could go live with them and help them maybe? Ops response. So my parents retired to our home country. However, she and I were born and raised in America. We've never been to the old country and can't speak our native language either. Normally this is something that you can adapt to and adjust to over time. However, in her words, not mine, she thinks the motherland is a craphole country and she would never set foot in that craphole. My parents have always catered to her needs, so even now post-retirement, they always come to see us. I've never gone to see them either because they usually come and see me after catching up with her. Basically, just an extenuation of her self-hatred/internalized racism, in my opinion, is why she can't go back there. I think she would legitimately prefer this situation to staying even temporarily with my parents over there, which is why she's never taken them up on their offer. Second update 5 days later. I'm a bit numb. I didn't think I would make another update, but things have happened. On Sunday, all I know or heard from family was that my sister went back to Jared and worked things out and didn't need help. Last night, Jared's sister, who is also my sister's BFF, I put it in quotes cause no real BFF would allow their friend to stay with an abusive partner even if it's their brother, showed up randomly. She was cordial and said things have changed, and that my sister sent her. Long story short, unknown to my family and me, Jared had been cheating on my sister, repeatedly, and yeah, what a shock, totally out of character. She was disappointed, and he denied it. She had the smart idea that getting off birth control, lying to Jared, and baby trapping him would fix their relationship. The reason she was trying to get away from Jared and didn't want the police involved was that she wanted to tell him in a safe space and go back after he calmed down. He was beating her because he didn't know why she was trying to leave. Well, she ended up telling him on Sunday in the presence of Jared's sister, and he surprisingly didn't get mad. He hugged her and said it doesn't matter, I've always wanted a family, and promised to change for their little miracle. My sister also sent a letter with Jared's sister confirming everything. She wants me to be their little miracle's godfather. A letter from Jared too, apologizing for the past and asking to forgive the dad of my nephew or niece and be one family with them. Deadbeat thinks I'll hand over cash, I suspect. I sent Jared's sister out in a nice and respectful manner, and told her I would contact my sister when I felt like it. I sat down to process this news and called my family, after unblocking them. 2-hour conversation with my dad, and the biggest worry for him was something along this: that kid will be, slur for an illegitimate kid, if it's born like this, and taint our bloodline. I'm coming over and getting them married, so that we don't have to dishonor our lineage. No mention that she's having a kid with an abusive piece of crap, and she doesn't work and Jared can't hold down a job. When I mentioned that, he said, "It's okay, I can send money. Whatever happened, too late now, help me fix it," instead of being pessimistic. Of course, they'll pay for their angel and their angel's grandkid. I'm totally numb. I feel like the only sane person. Apparently Jared said, "I hope she's a daughter who looks like her mom," and it made my sister swoon. I'm in effing shock. These jerks are bringing life into the world like it's nothing. I'm not a religious person, but I do consider the act of bringing life into the world as sacred and not something done so callously. My sister's inability to protect herself was one thing, but knowingly bringing in a kid to be raised in that effing toxic environment? I have lost all respect for her. It's effing insane. And my family doesn't give a crap. They don't care if their grandkid is abused as long as that grandkid is legitimate. What the actual F is wrong with these people, man? I told my friends, Mark and the others. I took off work today to sit down and process this crap. It's one thing when she makes mistakes and I get dragged into it. She's not understanding her craziness is going to impact an innocent effing child that didn't ask to be born into this crap. I'm so goddamn clueless, I don't know what to do. When I told my folks they said, "Well, she doesn't want to abort it or anything. Are you willing to take care of your nephew or niece?" No man, I don't want to take care of the kid cause I got my own life, but I also don't think that bars me from criticizing her choices. What the actual F? They can't raise the kid either, cause they're a bunch of old Fs. I just wanted to get this off my effing chest. I know I cussed a lot, I apologize. I'm dealing with the fact that reality is presenting me a nephew or niece who's gonna be born to grandparents that value the kid's legitimacy over the kid's life, a mom that's obsessed with its dad, an abusive deadbeat dad, and an uncle that doesn't know how to, and probably might not be able to help, especially if I move for work, and the fact I've never wanted kids to begin with. Top/relevant comments. Commenter. Stay away from the whole mess. You can't fix it. You can't help someone who is purposely making awful choices. Just go no contact with everyone to save yourself the heartache. It gets worse from here, but at no point will it be your responsibility. Ops response. I am determined to cut my family off, but my heart effing aches for her future kid. Poor kid didn't ask to be born into this crap show, man. I hate her so much for bringing a kid into the mess she got herself into. This is so effed. She's literally told me about how whenever Jared babysits his older brother's kids, he plays rough with them. I'm worried about the kid. My parents, her, and Jared can all F off. Commenter 2. Tip off the equivalent of Child Protective Services wherever you are, as well as the hospitals where your sister is likely to give birth, with your concerns that the child will be living in an abusive and toxic environment. With any luck, they'll be able to keep an eye on the family, especially if there is a police record of domestic violence. Commenter 3. If he does, she will deny he beat her and likely accuse Op's response. This is my cause for concern with this option as well. My friends have told me not to make any decisions without consulting a lawyer if I do go down that route. I will be contacting a lawyer if I choose to get involved in this capacity. Op to a deleted commenter. Sorry, I really don't give a F about her. Maybe there was a chance before, but now she's willingly bringing a kid in, knowing the kid's father might beat it. She lost all my respect the moment I learned she, not by accident but intentionally, and is proudly admitting to it, baby trapped a piece of crap dude. I just care about the kid, but I don't know what I can do.